Right now, a race you can't see is deciding who gets rich, who gets regulated, and who gets replaced. AI just jumped from chatty assistants to tireless agents that write code, book your flights, and quietly analyze your life. Some call it progress, others call it a loaded gun. By the end of this video, you'll know who actually wins, who pays the bill, and what's coming next so you can decide where you stand. If you want clear explanations of breakdowns of power, money, and the hidden levers behind tech, subscribe to The Truth Explained and hit the bell. We dig up what others won't tell you. In the last 18 months, AI evolved in 3 quiet but seismic ways. First, agentic models, not just answering questions, planning steps, using tools, browsing, coding, and verifying. That turns a chatbot into a junior analyst, a research assistant, a growth hacker, or a threat actor with unlimited time. Second, on-device intelligence. Models small enough to live on your phone or laptop mean lower latency and more privacy. Your camera can summarize a whiteboard offline. Your email can be triaged before it ever touches a server. The center of gravity shifts from the cloud to a hybrid world, private on device, plus heavy lifts in the cloud. Third, open weights and customization. Companies fine-tune models on their private data, enforce policy, and integrate with internal tools. The result, AI isn't a single product anymore. It's a capability layer sliding under everything: search, office suites, CRM, IDs, creative tools, even compliance. With power comes a mess. 3 kinds of risk lead the pack. 1. Synthetic media and manipulation. Hyperreal fakes can move markets and smear reputations before truth catches up. Platforms increasingly demand disclosure. Labels for realistic AI-altered content can start penalizing engagement bait from mass-produced SLOP. 2. Security and misuse. The same agents that automate research can chain tasks for phishing, fraud, or exploit triage. Expect red team reports, forced audits, and a cottage industry of AI safety vendors. 3. Regulation. New rules in Europe and beyond force transparency, data governance, and risk management, especially for high-risk uses and powerful general models. Whether you love or hate it, compliance is becoming part of shipping AI. If you follow the press, you'd think apps are winning. Look deeper. The first big profit pool is the infrastructure that makes AI possible. The first is chips and accelerators, where margins explode. NVIDIA sits at the toll booth. They don't just sell GPS, they sell the stack: accelerators, interconnect, networking, software. Every model provider and every cloud lines up here when demand spikes. Prices and attach rates do the talking. AMD is the credible number 2. As customers diversify beyond a single vendor, AMD's data center CPS and AI accelerators get pulled into real production, not just pilots. One big lever: total system cost for inference at scale. Custom silicon quietly eats from the edges. Think Broadcom and other silicon shops co-designing chips with hyperscalers. When a single customer can commit billions, the fab line pivots. Intel is rebuilding, pushing accelerators and a foundry turnaround. It won't flip overnight, but if they land process milestones, the upside is asymmetric. ARM wins when everyone else ships. As ARM-based servers gain share, the royalty meter keeps ticking. CPS aren't sexy, but they gate how efficiently the rest runs. The second is fabs and tools, the irreplaceable choke points. TSMC manufactures the bleeding-edge chips that power AI. Capacity at advanced nodes is the most valuable real estate in tech. When leading customers ramp, TSMC's order book fills first. ASML provides EUV and next-gen lithography. No EUV, no tiny transistors, no dense AI chips. Their machines are national strategic assets for a reason. The third is cloud, the capacity landlords. Microsoft Azure turns that compute into services, copilots, vector databases, orchestration. Model endpoints sold to every enterprise department that wants a productivity story. CapEx is staggering, but so is the run rate. Google Cloud converts research DNA into building blocks: Gemini and apps. Vertex for developers, TPU fleets for scale, search integrations for distribution. Backlogs matter here, they're tomorrow's revenue, already promised. AWS is the default for builders: deep catalog, bedrock services, and a massive installed base. Even if growth looks steadier than flashy, the base is so large that small percentage gains mean giant absolute dollars. Oracle Cloud surprised skeptics by leaning hard into AI capacity deals. When massive single-tenant clusters are the constraint, whoever delivers racks on time gets the contract. On the 4th position, consumer ecosystems. Monetizing via upgrades. Apple doesn't sell AI is a line item. It sells new devices and stickier services on device features framed as private and instant. The margin shows up in hardware refresh and services, not in AI subscriptions. Meta spends like a hyperscaler to own inference at scale. Short-term, it dents margins. Long-term, it defends ads, enables assistance across apps, and seeds an open-weight model ecosystem that keeps developers in orbit. At last, we have data and plumbing. Selling the shovels, Snowflake and friends monetize the unglamorous part: clean data, vector search, governance, and pipelines. Without organized data, agents hallucinate confidently and break things expensively. Where does this go next? Hybrid UX becomes normal. Your device handles private, fast tasks, heavy reasoning, and huge context windows spill to the cloud. You won't notice the handoff, only that it feels. Instant agents become workflows, not chats. Your assistant won't just answer, it will open tickets, reconcile invoices, schedule draft, verify and log changes, policy-aware and permissioned. Compliance by design slides into the dev stack. Dataset tracing, risk classification, red team gates. Signed outputs. It's dull, it's necessary, it's the difference between a cool demo and something a CFO can approve. Efficiency is the new arms race. Quantization, mixtures of experts, better compilers, new memory hierarchies, because electricity, floor space, and cooling do not scale like hype. The winners will squeeze more work from the same watt. If this cut through the noise, subscribe to The Truth Explained. Next up, the hidden economics of GPU supply. Why the real bottleneck isn't the chip you see, but the machine that makes the chip. And who controls it?